Chapter 6. Conclusions. Pluriverse. Nowadays, we need a debate about different potential visions for the present and the near future, although they are not yet materialized. Alternative visions based on a radical change of the status quo. Visions that go beyond a critique of economic growth, that bring together the achievements of the natural sciences about the biophysical limitations of the planet, and the concepts developed on the basis of the social sciences and humanities, such as the social imaginary or the cultural, and even philosophical frameworks. One of the main conclusions of the brief review presented in this paper has to do with the fact that neither the Doughnut economy, nor the social economy are well delimited and homogeneous areas. On the contrary, both function as a kind of umbrella concept, grouping together various types of initiatives and operating models, united by a common vision. Doughnut economists do not form a monolithic movement and, if only for that reason, have not so far formulated a common political doctrine. In fact, Doughnut economics is not only not a complete and codified paradigm, it does not even seem to aspire to become one, remaining a combination of ideas and postulates. Similarly, the difficulties with the unambiguous allocation of social economy entities into a specific discourse stem from the hybrid nature of these entities, as Doughnut rightly points out. Nonetheless, this openness need not be a disadvantage. On the contrary, in contrast to the above-mentioned Homo economicus or Homo consumens, a counterpoint can be offered. For example, the German philosopher Odo Marquardt proposed a term, Homo compensator, arguing that the absolute, the perfect, the extraordinary is not humanly possible, because men are finite. All or nothing is not practicable, the human lies in the middle. These sciences need pluralism, as they do not have an absolute position, but only contingent positions. Therefore, and this was already known to the ancient philosophers, only change is an ever-present reality, and the economic system should also be evolving, which does not mean growing. Policies that work well, so far, may cease to do so in the face of new challenges. Hence, returning to the pluriverse of social economy and following the principle of biomimicry, González Reyes reminds us that another reflection on alternatives is that, in times of strong changes that we do not know where they may evolve, one strategy is to maximize diversity, the same that nature uses to achieve security. Create many different alternatives, so that one is more likely to succeed. Biologist Margulis adds, by creating organisms that are not simply the sum of their component parts, but something more as the sum of all possible combinations of each of their parts, these alliances lead evolving beings into unexplored spheres. Symbiosis, the coming together of different organisms to form new collectives, has proved to be the most important force for change on Earth. Also, from the point of view of education, in the future, learning will have to be extended throughout life, and this educational revolution requires adopting a holistic perspective of disciplines and mainstreaming essential knowledge and concepts in textbooks in transitions. Also, within the broad universe of the Doughnut economy, various theoretical approaches and practical initiatives are being developed. Evoking writer Eduardo Galeano, we are what we do to change what we are. That said, are we capable, as increasingly individualistic citizens, to be accustomed to living with less? Is there time to carry out an eco-transition before social barbarization and eco-fascism erupt? How do we systematically limit production and consumption before we are forced to, suddenly and painfully, slow down the overburdened system? What forms of organization best meet the needs of the post-growth economy? Besides, as we have highlighted throughout this guide, the Doughnut economy arises not only with the sole aim of contracting the economy and the production. Rather, it seeks to rebuild it and, with it, to rebuild society and relationships within society. The Doughnut economy calls for new ways of doing and thinking decision-making in a truly democratic collective way. Thus, as social economy entities do have a broader horizontality, and their task, in many cases, is to support people in their more local context, they do fulfill this part of the requirements, to be a model candidate of a vector of transformation. For example, regarding work integration enterprises, the aim of the social economy is not to adapt the unemployed and people with disabilities or other social difficulties to the demands of the system and the market. It is the system and the market that need to change, and social economy organizations could be a practical tool for their reconstruction. And all the more so, as their surpluses could stay in local communities, strengthen social relations based on trust, care for the environment and the people, etc. Promoting equal opportunities, highlighting social innovation and participation, are part of the synthesis that translates into the public utility of the social economy aimed at mitigating inequalities.